Hey, welcome to the replay. I just forgot what I was gonna say for a second, like an idiot. So tonight we are going to use the Sassy Kitchen Signs. So we're gonna make some kitchen towels. So there's six different ones. Yeah, six. So what the fork, baker's gonna bake. Ooh, hold on 1 second. It's getting hot in here, and just eat it, life short with the bowl, and chop it like it's hot. So now, because I shouldn't say we, because I haven't used these before, and my phone is doing something crazy there. Hold on, I'm squinting at it. We don't need to fuzz these because we're going on fabric and we want to make sure that it sticks well. So I'm sorry, I'm distracted myself. I thought I could be all slick and do multiple things at once. And I'm trying to do something. There we go. Do something with my phone and it just kept shutting off. All right. So for this one, I thought we would I'm going to do a baking themed project another night. So I kind of want to keep these two definitely to the side. And we're going to do 3 different towels. So I like the what the fork because, it sounds like something else. Word I probably use a little bit too much. So we'll just leave it at that. So let me just get this on here. And I have my towel down on, this is a sticky mat, so it doesn't move around on me. And it's not so super sticky, but it's just really helpful to hold it in place. And I'm going to kind of use the lines of the towel to help me just, get this so it doesn't look like I, had too much to drink and put it together. So I'm kind of using this line, just kind of eyeballing it right there, kind of centering it. I will tell you, these towels, I bought them quite a while ago, and they were not expensive, and I know why, because every towel is a different size, even though they're all part of the same package. So, you get what you pay for. I thought I put this to the right. There we go. All these new little things for me here. So I'm just going to do all of these in black. So this would be a great, you could make a little gift set of a couple of towels for somebody. Hold on, let me just, I don't know. I'm feeling a little bit messy. So let's be smart. Do a couple of towels and give them to somebody, or if you're doing maybe some other type of gift for the kitchen, I don't know, giving somebody pots and pans like it's a wedding. But just if you had, I don't know, my mind is blank, of course, right? I don't know, someone that liked hot sauces and you're giving them a bunch of hot sauces, or, stuff they use in the kitchen. I don't know why all I could think of is when people get married. I can't just, gifts off their registry and throw in some towels. Okay. So now the thing with doing any kind of textiles, they're all gonna kind of react to the ink a little bit differently. Depending on how absorbent they are, if they might just, you might need to press a little more with the ink. So again, the easy thing to do, just carefully peel it back and kind of just see. It's kind of easier to be standing over it sometimes. So it looks like that for these towels, this was a good pressure. There are some little spots where it's not fully filled, but I kind of like that look. Gives it that, like, as long as we didn't miss anywhere, it gives it a little bit of a vintagey look. There is one little spot right here that needs a little bit more. And just be careful when you're working with the ink, you don't get it on your fingers. And then put your hands down in the ink. I like using this as my little, hold on. I'm just going to stick this on the side of my table. So now with the ink, you do want to make sure that you wash these. I mean, I want to say right away, but obviously, like, I'm not going to, like, wash it right now because we're live, but just, don't wait like 2 hours to wash it. Okay, so let me just see if I could do this without making a mess. Sometimes a little bit of ink will come through the backside. This time it didn't. It doesn't, it's fine if it does, but you might, like, if you're going to use the same ink mat, which obviously you wouldn't have like 10 of them, but you'd want to make sure you place your towel, like, if you're doing it in a, like, right in a row to the side, because you don't want that ink to get on your next project. Okay. And definitely, like, iron your towels. I would even recommend washing them first. You don't have to, but it's going to get, like, the manufacturers put, like, starch in their fabrics and stuff like that so that they hang really nice when they're in their little packages. And sometimes those wrinkles that are kind of like in them, like the fold line wrinkles, are tough to get out without washing them because they, like, they press them into it. So the same thing, I'm just going to go like this, just to get that out of the way. And do the next one. I'm just going to set that there for 1 second. I just am afraid this is going to, like, go fluttering off to the floor and then just be, like, filled with dog hair. Because no matter what you do when you have pets, it's everywhere. So again, I'm just using that line, and hopefully it's pretty. I'm trying to see if it's even. It's tough because some of these, like, especially like the more inexpensive towels, they kind of, like, are a little bit warped looking. So again, I'm kind of just lining it up with that. And we're just going to continue with the same little setup here. And I'm just going to do that just in case. And you just want to make sure we don't have air bubbles. It's pressed down really nice. And this transfer is nice and sticky because it hasn't been used too much. And another thing too with using ink, I try to go in one direction versus going like this and, going all over like that, because if it does kind of, maybe if I didn't press it down really well, it's not going to, like, bleed in multiple directions. It might get a little bleed that maybe it could hide it or won't be so noticeable. So I just try to do, like, even pressure in the same direction. And also, when you're going back with more ink, start just off of the little design for the same reason, just for, so you don't get any bleeding underneath. And just wipe off your extra. And I know I have ink all over that container now because I just smeared it right through. So same thing, we're just gonna go slow. And sometimes depending on how much like kind of fuzz there is to the towel, it might almost make your design look a little blurred. That's why, like, if you're gonna make towels, it's good to kind of find like a a brand of towels that you like and kind of stick with it. Because I actually really like this brand of towels. Unfortunately, they were like clearance and whatever, but so I can't get them anymore. But and I've used some other ones, and sometimes they kind of like just don't cooperate. So same thing, I'll just lift it off. Now you can leave it on the mat to dry, or same thing like if you're doing a t-shirt, if you're afraid to, you know, touch it, but just as long as you don't touch the design or have it like fold over on itself, you're good. So a lot of times I'll actually take it, as long as I didn't go through the back, and I'll just kind of just go like that if I'm doing a lot of them, so I could just kind of line them all up, let them dry. So I like to let, whenever I'm doing any of this stuff, let it dry kind of naturally, like just air dry. And then once it's dry, you're going to take a piece of parchment paper, or 2 pieces of parchment paper. You're going to put one under the towel and one on top of the towel, and you're just going to like iron it with like a medium high heat, and you want to do 4 minutes on each side, which I know sounds like a lot, but and your iron will of course not allow you to do 4 minutes all at once, and it'll, if you know, hold it there, it'll just burn a hole in the spot. So you have to, you know, kind of do it multiple times. And unless you have like a heat press, that would be really the only other way to do it. And as far as how long on a heat press, you would have to really look. It would depend on your, well, actually you should really, yeah, depend on your, what material you're using. Like these are 100% cotton, so really, like, I don't want to say you can't hurt them, but you know. But yeah, I definitely want to follow whatever manufacturer's instructions there are. I'm just kind of looking. It's a little bit off. Hold on 1 second. So, actually, you know what? I might, just because I know it'll be hard to get it right in the middle of that shape, I'm going to make it a little bit low so that I'm kind of using that stripe again. Okay, so same thing, we're just pressing it down. Now I'm feeling dangerous. I don't know why sometimes it's like I can't talk and do this at the same time. Like, I know the directions. I'm like, really? Can't like walk and chew gum at the same time. Okay. So just peel these up. So this would actually be like a really nice gift too, that you could, like if you're giving somebody like an apron or maybe a gift certificate to like a kitchen store, that would tie in pretty nice. A little stubborn spot there. Okay. All right. Get that one out of the way. So now to clean the transfers, you I just put them on. I have a cookie sheet. Here, I'll just show you that. 1 second. I'll just get the ink off my fingers so I can move the towel. See, is my little thing's not working. Oh, it did. To turn off my phone. So same thing. We'll kind of just go. Just roll it because it didn't go through, so we're not worried about that. And this is a small design, so I just like kind of rolled it up. I'll just slide it right there. We'll get this out of the way. So now, actually, before I put it away, if you do get ink on this, if you just let it dry, it won't ruin it. it's just like you can see I have some dried ink on here. It won't come off when you do the next project. It's just more a case of if you are doing, you know, like how I just did like 3 in a row. You don't want, like, if there's any ink left on there to go on to your next project. So this is how I like to wash my transfers. This was a set of like 3 cookie sheets. They're just like a cheap non-stick cookie sheet. So this will stick down and it'll be a little tough to get up, but it's fine. And this is, I just bring them to the sink like this. So a lot of times I have this set up to the side if I remember to do it before I go live, which half the time I don't, or I leave it out in the kitchen from like the day before or whatever. So, and then I just like run this under the sink and I'm just going to like spritz a little water, just because with the ink, it's really important that you don't let that ink dry in the design. So, like with the paste, it's not such a big deal. Like you shouldn't just leave them, but the paste, you can kind of like reconstitute it with the water. But once the ink dries in there, it'll actually kind of clog the holes. And then when you go to use your transfer in the future, it won't give you like the design the way that it's meant to be or the way that you want it. And then like the squeegees, I like to kind of, especially with the ink, I like to just kind of wipe them off first and then wash them. So just kind of get like the bulk of it off, and then I just put those right on there. Any other tools that I have, same thing. And then obviously close everything up. Come on. Seriously. And now I have ink all over my hands. So that's the other thing. When I work with ink, I always have like a wet paper towel or like something ready to like wipe my hands right away. Because say like, you know, some other transfers that have, you know, more open space or whatever, and I'm getting it on my fingers and I go to pull it off and, you know, I don't want to touch the piece of fabric or the shirt or towel or whatever, and get it all over that. So, and again, I'll just bring this right to the sink. This actually like fits across my sink. Like, you know, I put it across like that. I just kind of hit it with the sprayer, and then I use, once I get the bulk of it off, then I'll go and I'll take my, my little cleaner tool. And like, if you look, just even without having the running water, you really does kind of clean it off. Sorry, that's a horrible noise. But it does clean the bulk of it off. And just like with the paste, sometimes the darker colors like black or like some of the reds, like with the, you know, the deeper colors will stain the transfer. And even sometimes will kind of stain the screen. That doesn't hurt it, but you just want to get off as much as you can. So again, you'll, you know, wipe it off with this. You can also, you know, like whatever, take your paper towel and kind of blot off most of the color, you know, before. Then the other thing you want to do too is make sure that if there's more water on here, it peels up really easy. But again, I'm not hurting it, so just so you want to make sure that you clean the back side too, because you'll see as you clean that right at that little like edges, you'll see like a little like shadow of color. I guess if I stop, sorry, I'm trying to make it not make the noise. It'll like have like a little like shadow of color like right along there, and you don't want it to dry in there, again, especially the ink. So that is our project for tonight. Really easy, quick. This transfer, Sassy, I always forget what it's called, Sassy Kitchen Signs, is on promotion until, like, what day is it? We have a holiday. Everybody gets all messed up. Until Sunday night. So And of course, my brain has gone blank. It's $14.99. It's normally $24.99. So that's a really good price. So if you think of like this one and then the last couple that we've used for those projects, um, each one of those I think had 6 different designs in them. So it was a really good value. Um, Especially if you wanted to make a bunch of little gifts. And just remember to, I don't know if I'll have these for sale after, because these towels, I'm not like super happy with them, but I'll have those other designs for sale. And then I'm gonna also have another night that I use this with doing the baking ones. But thank you so much for watching, and have a great night and enjoy the rest of your holiday weekend.